Johnny Trekker here. This time I'm in New York. Most local New York YouTubers and tour guides will tell you not to visit New York's most popular attractions. But if you're a first-time visitor like myself, you just have to see New York's most famous sights. This might be your first and last time visiting New York, so make the most of it. There are 5 major New York towers to visit, but the Empire State Building has the most historic value and hands down the most famous of them. Walk into a piece of New York history with all the lovely Art Deco architecture, incredible interior design, and charming exhibits, especially the King Kong one. This one is a lot of fun. Fortunately, we were here in November, where there are very little crowds. The outside views, of course, are absolutely incredible. If this is your first visit to New York, just like mine, I think the Empire State Building is worth it. The Vessel is a very cool, artistic, contemporary sculpture which you can actually go inside and climb. For only $10, this is a pretty cheap activity for New York. But it also means climbing up lots and lots of stairs. If you already had a full day of sightseeing, this will be exhausting. The Vessel is pretty awesome though, with great photo opportunities and beautiful lighting. Go at sunset or at night to see these lights. I just wish they had an elevator or circular slide for going back down. Otherwise, this is a pretty awesome thing to check out. Times Square is a must-see for first-timers, but it's highly overrated. Packed with souvenir shops, chain restaurants, chain stores, and lots of tourists. But you gotta see it once in your life. Most importantly, this is where Broadway shows are at, and you'll definitely want to catch at least 1 or 2 Broadway shows while you're here. If you're visiting during winter, I highly recommend seeing the Radio City Rockettes Christmas Spectacular. It is amazing. Being a good citizen, I did not record any of the show, as it's illegal and disrespectful. I really also enjoyed seeing Chicago the Musical. The New York City Library is more like a free museum than a library. You'll see some awesome architecture and some great exhibits and artifacts on New York and American history. If you are in dire need, this is also a great place to use the restroom. Central Park is perhaps America's most famous city park, and I'd say it's definitely worth 2 to 3 hours of your time strolling through this urban oasis. All the many trees and greenery somehow hide most of the skyscrapers, transporting you away from the crowds and noise. The lower southern half of the park is where you'll find the majority of the most famous little sites that you've probably seen in all the movies and TV shows. The Bethesda Terrace is perhaps Central Park's most famous landmark, but I found it a bit underwhelming and there are a lot of bad street musicians here. I wish I had earplugs. After wandering the park for about 3 hours, I will say it does seem smaller than it actually looks in the maps. San Francisco's Golden Gate Park and Balboa Park in San Diego are actually larger than Central Park. That said, you'll still want to wear comfortable shoes and bring some water. My favorite part about Central Park was just watching the squirrels roam wild. The 9/11 Memorial is a lovely free park in remembrance of the victims of that horrific day. I did not have time to visit the museum, but I really enjoyed the peacefulness and beauty of the gigantic aquatic reflecting pools. The Statue of Liberty is perhaps New York's most famous landmark. $30 gets you the boat rides to the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. Now, some local YouTubers and tour guides will tell you not to bother and to just take a cheap boat ride to take a picture, but I think it's worth your time and money to visit Lady Liberty and actually experience a piece of American history. If you've already traveled thousands of miles to get here, you might as well do it 100%, and she is beautiful. If you want to go inside the pedestal or up the crown, be sure to book weeks, maybe months in advance. Up on the pedestal, you get some great views of Ellis Island and New York City. The little museums have nice exhibits and information throughout. Ellis Island is one giant living and breathing museum. If you have relatives who immigrated through Ellis Island, for $10 you can go into the Ellis Island computer systems to look them up and find their historic records. Afterwards, you can spend hours and hours going through the entire museum. It is massive. There are so many displays, exhibits, and artifacts that, if you read everything, you could easily spend an entire day on this island. Be sure to check out the dormitory room where up to 30 immigrants would have to sleep in the same room and share a single toilet. Imagine that. It's up to you, or who you're with, as to how much history you want to digest in a single day. But we had dinner reservations we needed to get to. The Tenement Museum is a great way to see a detailed slice of New York history. This historic building has reenacted tenement homes from the past 200 years. Guided tours immerse you into the day-to-day lives of the average early New Yorker. This is great for history nerds such as myself, but this might be too much information for the average tourist with a short attention span. But do know that this is very close to Katz's Deli, which just might be on your agenda. The Friends Experience. Fans of this famous TV show should definitely visit this place. There are lots and lots of costumes and lots of props from the show right on display. The recreated sets of Monica's apartment, as well as Joey and Chandler, are nearly 100% accurate. There are lots of silly photo opportunities you do not want to miss out on. You only need about an hour to visit here, but if you're short on time and money, the Central Park coffee shop is actually open to the public where you can just buy coffee and lounge, and also take a lot of photos as well too. And last but not least, be sure to eat some of that famous New York pizza. Here are my top picks. Quality Pizza Company, Prince Street Pizza, Mama's 2, Artichoke Basil, and Joe's Original. For all the details, check out my other video, New York Food Tour. For more information, visit my website, johnnytrekkie.com, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Live long, travel, and prosper.